So I'm going to go ahead and criticize my legal brethren here. So apparently, let me build you the timeline because this is crazy to me from a legal perspective that a lawyer okayed that video because that's what actually happened. So Carl Jobs, some ordinary gamers, they have a discussion before they release either video. They have a discussion with Jirad, the completionist, and it is recorded. That discussion was about 48 minutes. The entire audio has been released by some ordinary gamers. It is very bad. It honestly destroys any defamation claims that Jirad has. But this was before those two videos got released. They sat him down and say, hey, we want your side of the story. And he thought it was a good idea to talk to them. Now, first and foremost, I'm pretty sure he didn't lawyer up at this time. He was probably thinking, oh, I can solve this. I can appeal to their emotions. No problem. I got this. I'm Jirad, the completionist, right? So he goes in there, starts begging 20 employees, mouths to feed, his dead mom, dead mom, yes. He respects the hell out of Carl Jobs and Billy Mitchell, and he's anti-pro Jirad, and he understands cancellation, and he's gung-ho, right? It is 48 minutes of pure manipulation and emotional appeal. And even at the end of the video, Carl Jobs is like, man, I got things over. I don't know when I'm going to post my video. So Jirad probably thinks, okay, mission accomplished. They're not going to post the video. Videos go live. He gets absolutely obliterated. Some of the critics indicate that, hey, you didn't post the whole audio. Yeah, they posted the best parts that were most supportive of Jirad. Let me repeat this again. They left out all the really crazy things Jirad was saying in the entire 48-minute interview. And some of this crazy stuff, I mean, you just need to hear it a few times because you're just like, wait, what did he just say? From offering money to 20 employees. I mean, to talking about, can you give me a heads up? I need to prepare for this. The dude clearly knew that he had done something incredibly wrong, and he admits it multiple times. And then, he sits down with his lawyers, or his dad's lawyers, or he sits down with a group of lawyers, right? And they tell him, hey, Jirad, it's a good idea. And also remember, in your response video, remember to include that you're going to sue these two guys. So, having known already, because of the first two videos that included some of the audio, Jirad's not an idiot, right? He can probably assume that all the audio was recorded. So, having known all the audio was recorded, he then goes on and makes a video after speaking to lawyers, threatening to sue these two, therefore releasing the audio, which obliterates him, which he knows is bad. How does he know the audio is bad? Well, he's in the audio. He was there. He was present. It's his voice. And I think in terms of the most damning things, it is a confession. A lot of times, a jury or a judge, they need to hear it from the guy's mouth, right? And this is something quite incredible because Carl and Muta gave this dude every opportunity to step back and he had time. It's not like he made a response video the next night. He obviously spoke to his dad. He spoke to his team. He spoke to his lawyers. And their best scenario, talking to lawyers who he has on payroll, according to him, was, yeah, let's get them for slander. That will shut them up. This is hilariously bad legal advice. This is just... Now, some people in the comment might mention, hey, maybe the lawyers didn't know. But Jirad knows. Okay? This is a problem I have. Is Jirad knows this audio is being recorded. Maybe he didn't give explicit permission. Maybe he didn't know beforehand. But at the time, he's sitting at a table. So at some point in time, between the two videos, Carl's video and or some ordinary gamer videos, their first video is being released, to his response video, he's sitting there with his legal team discussing their options. And out of all the options they could have picked, my best option, and this is what I would have recommended if I was on his legal team, I would say, all right, let's give whatever's in the bank account, $600,000. We're going to top it off with another $100K from our own pockets, okay? And whatever accounting, we're going to tell, hey, Carl Jobs, we did a bad job. We're going to do it. The IRS is going to audit us, and whatever we have to pay, we'll pay out of our own pockets. This $100K is from our family to, for in honor of our dead mom. We make plenty of money. My dad makes plenty of money. I make plenty of money. We can afford it. Thanks for catching that issue for us about the golf tournament or charity, right? Just top it off. Make sure you're good. You save your reputation. You save your dad's reputation. You save your family. Right? You save everything. Save her, right? You save everything, including your mom's reputation, which is obviously very important to you. Instead, you got this legal team, and they're like, you know what? We should definitely mention at the end of this video that we're going to try to, we're discussing threats to sue. Now, first of all, as a lawyer, people threaten to sue all the mother effing time for defamation. You'd be shocked how many YouTubers and how many defenses and how many, just the amount of people actually suing for defamation is very close to zero. I mean, Billy Mitchell, he's probably the only one that I know of that's a larger character on YouTube. And maybe we go over that case in a future episode. But this one, I just want to focus on this dude. You gotta be kidding me, right? He met with his dad. He met with his legal team, and this is the plan. Like, how can any lawyer think this is a good idea, right? Like, any lawyer is going to know that you cannot sue for slander because you're a public figure, so your standard is actual malice. And these two guys were doing this guy a favor. They gave him every opportunity to come clean. They gave him every opportunity to say, you know what, my bad, make it right, and I apologize. I'm going to do better. And we live in America. We can forgive. The money goes to the right place. I think that's an excellent step. But somehow, he lets Luke mention that they're in discussions with lawyers suing. And that's how he lost the plot. He lost it. If he had not mentioned that part, I don't think these audios get released. I think he can still navigate. Again, the apology is very weak. It's not the type of apology I would want, but it's the type of apology that could work long term. People forgive. People forget. That's just what they do, right? Now, in terms of legality, in terms of what this means moving on, and let me just say this. They had to release it. Right, I would not be shocked if Muta from Some Ordinary Gamers and Carl Jobs sat down with Carl Jobs, his attorney. He obviously has an attorney, a defamation defense attorney of all things, and kind of discuss whether or not they should release this audio and exactly what that would do for the case. And the attorney probably sat there and said, yeah, you got to release it because it shows that you didn't have actual malice. It shows you listened to the guy. It shows that you wanted to get facts straight from his mouth. It showed that your video isn't based on you hate this guy or you don't like him and you have this internal beef with him. No, your videos show that, if anything, you are helping him and you gave him the ability to not ruin his life. But he chose the other. I mean, So on one side, the lawyer, in my opinion, on Carl Jobs, I think they probably consulted a lawyer whether or not they should release this recording, because it does seem like this guy did not know he was being recorded. So then it depends on what state he is. State recording changes. I can take every state by example. In California, it's multi-party consent. That means all the parties, if one citizen's in California, if one person's in California, all the parties have to agree to be recorded. Even if one party says no, then it's no good. You can't use that as evidence. Or you cannot publish that recording, otherwise you would be sued. And there is a statutory, in the other case we do, Anthony Farrar, he's being sued by Bob's Watches for, I think, $1 million for exactly that he recorded, and they were both in California, and he recorded another California citizen without their consent, and there's a $5,000 statutory fine for that particular crime in California. In other states, it doesn't matter. I think Arizona is no party has a consent, and you can just record one party consent. One party consent means if Carl consents and Muter and them don't even know, then that's good enough. Sometimes you have two-party consent. I mean, it depends on what state they're in. I do think that in terms of releasing the audio, they might get a little bit of pushback that, hey, it seems like Jirad doesn't know who's being recorded, and if Jirard's in a state, or any of them are in a state where recording is an issue, right, and the publication of that recording would then institute a statutory smaller crime, depending on the state that all these free individuals are in. Now, one thing I want to really kind of focus the rest of the video on is maybe this guy's getting really bad advice. Lawyers make money giving advice, and they make money. It doesn't matter if it's good advice, bad advice, best advice you ever had in your life, worst advice you ever had in your life. Just like a fortune teller, they make money just time, billable hours. That's how the majority of lawyers make money, is the more time they talk to you, whether or not you're listening to them, or whether or not you're playing a video game, reading a comic inside, the more money they can charge. Most lawyers charge per hour. So I imagine that Jirad was, sitting in this room with his dad. His dad is panicking because this obviously has ruined Jirard's life. The only question left is it going to ruin his dad's company? That's the only question I have left. I think in terms of a reputation, surely, any involvement in this organization will tarnish your reputation at least a little bit. And the golf tournament will probably not happen this, next year. I'm just going to take a wild guess here. The golf tournament for charity for his dead mom is not going to happen. I'm going to take a wild guess here. A lot of things could have been better from Jirard's side, but at the end of the day, I absolutely feel like it is because he had some bad advice. Maybe there was some misunderstanding, because if a lawyer understood this audio existed, they would force him to apologize. They would force him to apologize. There would be no threats of lawsuit. There would be none of this. No defamation. There would be none of this stuff. It would just be my advice to Jirad would be like, just come up straight. Donate a little extra from your own pockets. You guys can afford it. You guys are very wealthy. You made quite a fortune on YouTube, Jirad. You just give back a little bit. Just give back to charity, Jirad. In your dead mom's name that you use all the time. That's where I am right now. It is appalling to me that somehow a lawyer was involved in this decision making, and either they were ill-informed, which is Jirard's problem, or they had the information and they still thought this was a good idea to silence. I mean, at this point in time, it's time to get more better lawyers, because obviously these lawyers, if they had the information Jirad gave them about the audio and what was happening, what he was saying on the audio, yikes, man. I mean, it's time to hire better lawyers, because you're going to need them. The IRS audit is coming, and I don't think threatening to sue the IRS is really going to help you, Jirad. Anyway, guys.